The notion of the status symbol goes back as far as human history. In ancient China, once a man reached 20, he was permitted to wear a cap. This was celebrated with a ceremony called Guanli, or Ceremony of the Cap. As each new dynasty took hold, the caste system of the cap evolved, developing ever more specific rules and privileges associated with each style. What your cap looked like and what shape or color it was said very important things about you. For example, in the Han Dynasty, a lowly person had to be content wearing only a headband, whereas the elite could get really decadent and wear a headband with a matching hat. Since its early beginnings with the highly nuanced Chinese cap trend, the notion of the status symbol really took off, taking hold all over the globe in an ever-widening array of objects and styles, all designed to tell a story about the importance of the owner. In America today, Maybach vehicles, Christian Louboutin shoes, Hublot watches, and real estate in glamorous places like the Hamptons or Malibu are the de rigueur status symbols of opulence and power among the super wealthy. America's youth has had a love-hate relationship with status symbols. For one, the glittering objects of the affluent elite have been, by and large, out of reach for them. In earlier generations, young people were motivated to work hard and long to reach the point where status symbols such as a beautiful home or a nice car were attainable. As the gap between aspirational youth and the affluent mainstream widened, however, the nation's youth rejected the status quo and turned to anti-status symbols to express a different kind of importance within their own cultural sphere. Along with this shift away from traditional status symbols came a new set of values to support this new anti-status iconography. In the 60s, for example, ripped jeans, flag t-shirts, and long hair became counterculture status symbols. Along with these symbols came a lifestyle and world vision centered on experiences that were not about luxury, but about the pure enjoyment of life in its simplest and purest form. Be-ins, happenings, and protests became the status alternatives for a youth culture in revolt against a system that had shut them out entirely, and that stood for materialism over existentialism. For young America in those days, poverty became chic, and wealth became tacky. And so a schism grew up between the mainstream and the counterculture with regard to visions of what status really meant, what was truly important and valuable in life, and how that was expressed. Mainstream status symbols in the 60s. Lincoln Continental. Travel aboard a Pan Am jet clipper. Color TV. A royal title. A suburban bungalow. Counterculture status symbols in the 60s. The peace sign. The afro. Levi's. Psychedelic drugs. Tie-dyed t-shirts. Communes. The hip-hop invasion and the reimagined status symbol. Young America's feelings about the mainstream status symbols changed dramatically in the 90s. Suddenly, traditional status symbols of luxury and affluence became more accessible to youth culture. The accessibility of luxury opened up enormous windows of opportunities for brands and entertainers alike. The emergence of hip-hop culture, combined with a booming economy toward the end of the 20th century, brought status symbols to young people in a whole new way. An infinite and innovative variety of status symbols, which were accessible and available everywhere from suburban malls to urban street corners across the U.S., exploded out of the suburbs and led a hip-hop renaissance, along with a world vision that supported this new emphasis on accessible affluence for youth.